it's a must that we act the same way. That California, nigga, you hurt one of us, we gon' come see your ass the same day.
I was California raised, influenced by these street gangs. That's why I'm heavily active to this game. Posted on the block with OGs who pushing cocaine, hanging with young G's who dreaming to flow flames. I gripped my first pistol at a young age, cause I had a bad temper and didn't have time for no games. She told me that I need to get the stress from my brain, so I started putting a little of that stress in my frame. And I was taught to hustle and did it till I bubble. No matter what, I'ma get it, never see me fumble. Is it me? Cause I'm feeling that my enemies is getting closer, but I gotta keep my inner peace. In these Bakersfield city streets, I might have heard of you, but you ain't no friend of me. You only mad cause you see our daily increase and watch it fall in the hands of MC.
California, when niggas shoot guns, smoke weed, and they move big drugs. That's California. And you gotta watch your back out here, you get found in the mud. That California. And if you act out daddy, then it's a must that we act the same way. That California. Nigga, you hurt one of us, we gon' come see your ass the same day. California. I'm savage and for sure I'm a hustler. Cross me and I feel it, I'ma have him come touch ya. Can never be a sucker or relate to a snitch. Did time in them bars, got us labeled hood stars. Military boys jumping out of different cars. Cincinnati to New York, Tennessee to Colorado. Pushing pounds out the trunk, 4/5 and 2 models. Whole squad study plotting on the way to get chipped up. So you know what that mean, we gotta stay clipped up. South Mob is the nation, pussy no hesitation. Better watch this crazy state with some tribal with messages and we all speak the same. Street courts, cocaine, just another box for nigga.
Get the fuck out! Break yourself, nigga! Break yourself!
Money we don't get it, this money you don't get it.
Get your motherfucking ass up out the car!
Alright, nigga, chill. Can't get
California. Gotta watch your
Don't make me rush you. Get your ass up out the car. Get out the car.
Alright.
And if you act out,
Alright, nigga, I'm coming.
that we act the same way.
I got you alright. Get your motherfucking ass up out the car now.
One of us,
Bitch, move. So that nigga doing it. Fuck you.
California.
Stop spitting till the next potential victim gets wiped off and stepping to the mic's off, giving you a slight call. Wondering what the just happened. Can you hear it? The lyrics are slamming harder than drug addicts. Bad habits are hard to break. Call me a crook, cause I took her virginity. Point your finger at Hennessy. This rap game was meant for me. Testing my full potential, locking down the fundamentals, bringing it to the lyrical. Mistake the fake for the real. Bakersfield, purebred, 100% grade A skill. Still, America's most wanted, serving it up how you want it. Long and hard from the back, so brace yourself for this track. I don't hip, I don't hop, I rap. Watch they neck snap, trying to get a glimpse of what these haters won't even attempt. When the middle finger flips, grab a freaking represent. Put your foley to the sky, kick back and give in.
Potential.
You got the knowledge for the hustle, so just flex your muscle. You got
Potential.
You can make that cash, baby, just shake that ass.
You got potential.
You got the lyrics and the beats, all you need is some style.
Potential.
To all the money hungry haters with nothing on the Vega.
Is she busy? I need to know now. Pretty, pretty, with a nice smile. Regardless, choice cherry of the harvest. My target, picture perfect painted by an artist. Pardon me, I need to grasp this hustle. Actually, I need to make my money bubble. Y'all gon' see, poor folks, me and a couple, at least 3 deep. When it's time to bump knuckles, you have vocal talents. You need to gain balance. Take a trip to my palace if you up to the challenge. Kindly step back behind me, you hating. Duct taping your mouth, making my escaping. The music, like the Vega, up and don't abuse it. Pass it to me and let me show you how to use it. Bob your heads to the words that was said. You listen to the best, my name's 007. We got
Potential.
You got the knowledge for the hustle, so just flex your muscle. You got
Potential.
You can make that cash, baby, just shake that ass.
you got
Potential.
You got the lyrics and the beats, all you need is some style.
Potential.
To all the money hungry haters with nothing on the Vega.
Break the cuffs, check your watch, time to bust. My turn to burn it up. Straight gamers. Disconnect my whole arm when I flex, steady kicking up the dust. My dangerous, dirty, rotten, and full effect. On the quest to crack necks with dialect too complex to translate in regular text. Dropping bombs, make the term shake. Rumble and rattle your battlefield like an earthquake. I'm anything but humble, so if you think you can unravel my mystery, take a trip with me. Never hesitate to agitate the gravel, bring the pain. You're sure you can handle it? I'll save you a seat inside my symphony. Let's get loud, rock, shock the crowd like 10,000 volts of electricity from 3 bright lightning bolts, giving you eyesight deficiency. Popo, sprinkle game, potentially.
Potential.
You got the knowledge for the hustle, so just flex your muscle.
You got potential.
You can make that cash, baby, just shake that ass.
You got
Potential.
You got the lyrics and the beats, all you need is some style.
you lack.
Potential.
To all the money hungry haters with nothing on the
We
Vega.
got
Potential.
damn girl, you got
Potential.
hey dog, you got
Potential.
yo homie, you lack.
Potential.
Oh, what?
2 balls of eyes, baby.
Yeah, he real fucked up, eh?
Fucked.
I'm tired of him.
Get your ass up out the car, nigga. Get the fuck out. Break yourself, nigga. Break yourself.
This a bitch.
Get your motherfucking ass up out the car.
All right, nigga, chill. Can't get out the car, man. I ain't going like a chump.
Nigga, don't make me rush you. Get your ass up out the car. Get up out the car.
All right.
Get up.
All right, nigga, I'm coming.
Break yourself, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I got you all right. Get your motherfucking ass up out the car now. Bitch, move. Shoot that nigga, Junior. Nigga, fuck you.
It's been nearly 17 months since 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was shot and killed, and 5 days since George Zimmerman was found not guilty of second-degree murder. A verdict that's led to an ongoing protest in cities around the country and new debates about race and guns in this country. Tracy Martin and Sabrina Fulton are Trayvon Martin's parents. Javaris Fulton is his brother, and Ben Crump is their attorney. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Good morning.
We haven't heard, so what's your reaction? It's 5 days now since the verdict. What's your reaction?
Still shocked, still in disbelief. We felt in our hearts that we were going to get a conviction. We thought that the killer of our unarmed child was going to be convicted of the crime that he committed.
You say shock and disbelief. Ms. Fulton, reasonable doubt is something we're hearing from some of the juries. Do you understand, jurors, do you understand how they might have found reasonable doubt?
I don't understand if they were looking at it from Trayvon's point of view, because he was a teenager. He was scared. He did run. As far as if he ran home or not, I mean, if somebody is chasing me, I don't think I would run home and bring them to my house.
We have heard now from juror B37, and she's told us some things about what went on in that deliberation room and what they were thinking during the trial. She was asked if she thought that George Zimmerman racially profiled Trayvon. She said no. She was asked if she thought race played a role in this tragedy. She said no. What's your reaction to that?
Obviously, anytime you have a person that makes an assumption that a person is up to no good, there's some type of profile in there. Was he racially profiled? I think that if Trayvon had been white, this wouldn't have never happened. Obviously race is playing some type of role.
This from the prosecution, though. Ben, I'll let you talk in 1 second. This from the prosecution during their presentation. Quote, this case is not about race. This is about right and wrong. What if it was Trayvon Martin who shot and killed George Zimmerman? What would your verdict be? That's how you know it's not about race. That's from the prosecution. Do you think that had an impact on this jury?
I think that they cut down to the heart of the matter, Matt. If the roles were reversed, what would the verdict have been? And George Zimmerman, the defense played that witness who said her place had been burglarized by an African-American teen. So in some way they tried to suggest that this allowed for any black male walking through that neighborhood, the neighborhood watch could profile and follow him, and that's not right.
Let me ask it in a different way then. Do you, as Trayvon's parents, think that the prosecution handled the issue of race in a proper way during the presentation of this case?
With legal questions, man, I think it's hard for them. They were parents wanting justice, and the prosecutors
well, let me turn
have
it then
strategy.
this way, though. Were you happy with the way the prosecution handled the case in general? Do you have any concerns about that?
We were happy they brought the case, man. A lot of prosecutors wouldn't even touch the case, so we applaud Ms. Corey's office for bringing the case. A lot of people said no.
Let me ask you more about B37, the juror who said that when that 911 tape was played and those much disputed cries for help that took place before the shot that killed your son, she said she was sure that the voice crying for help on that tape was George Zimmerman's voice.
And I totally disagree. She can only make that assumption because she may have heard George Zimmerman speak in the court. She never had a chance to hear Trayvon's voice. We know in our hearts that that was our child screaming for help.
Ms. Fulton, here's something Mr. Crump said after the jury was selected. It's important that they know, meaning the jurors, Trayvon Martin's parents have put their faith in the justice system. They're praying the justice system doesn't fail them. They want justice for their son. Do you think the legal system failed Trayvon?
I think it failed Trayvon to a certain degree. I think we let the process take its course. We didn't get the verdict that we were looking for because we wanted him to be held accountable. Our focus has continued to change. I mean, first it was for the arrest, then it was for a conviction. So now, we moved on to a different focus. But yes, I think we were disappointed.
Would you say anything to the jurors? Do you have anything you'd like to say to them? Obviously, they tried their hardest, but would you like to say something to them?
I really don't have anything personal to say. I just didn't understand how can you let the killer of an unarmed child go free. What would your verdict would have been if had it been your child? And there's no winners in this case at all. But it's just I want them to put themselves in our shoes.
Streets in some cities around the country have been filled with protesters since this verdict was handed down on Saturday night, Ms. Fulton. Sometimes those protests have had violence associated with them. What would you say to people who feel the need to voice their opinions about this case and this verdict? What would you say to the people in the streets?
Well, we have always maintained to do things decent and in order, and we think the protest should be peaceful protests. We're not saying for them not to protest because they have a right to protest. They have a right to be heard. But we just want to make sure that it is peaceful, that nobody gets hurt, that nobody gets arrested, that you don't damage your own property.
You're a family with faith. You rely on your faith in hard times. Does your faith allow you to forgive George Zimmerman?
I think that the forgiveness is like a healing process. Forgiveness takes time. The Bible says that you have to forgive and forget, but also the healing process is a long process, and the forgiving process is a long process.
George Zimmerman's attorneys say he's facing death threats. He's in hiding. Some are comparing his situation right now to Casey Anthony, who was cleared of murder charges for her daughter, who's living in hiding and is an outcast. Do you think that's what the system intends for someone who is acquitted of charges like these?
We don't know about that, but we do know about the victims. We sit on the victim seat. So is this the intent for the justice system to have for victims? I mean, it's sending a terrible message to other little black and brown boys that you can't walk fast, you can't walk slow. So what do? I mean, how do you get home without people knowing or either assuming that you're doing something wrong? Trayvon wasn't doing anything wrong.